it's Jessie V. So this video was so highly requested because last week I sent out a tweet, because usually anything that happens in my life I tweet first. So if you're not following me there, you're not updated to what's happening in my life. So I put on Twitter that I did a little research day and found out a lot about my house and where I'm living now and why I have so much paranormal activity here. So you guys wanted me to come on YouTube and tell you about what I found, and I do have to be a little bit careful when doing this because if I give out too much detailed information of what I found, you guys might be able to find my house, and obviously for my safety, not that you guys would do anything bad, but there are some strange people out there who might. So I would like to keep my house in an unknown location, so I'll give you as much info as I can without giving too much, if that makes any sense. Also, my hair sort of has a mind of its own. Today, I washed it at like 10 a.m. It is now 4 p.m. and it's still damp. Can someone explain that to me, please? But you guys saw this in my last video anyway, so you're probably not shocked. Okay, so let's start with what we already know. A few months ago, actually probably longer than that ago, back in the early fall, I posted a video on my vlog channel where I talked a bit about the history of my house. Actually, not my house specifically, but the roads around my house. I found out that there have been a lot of car accidents on the streets, literally like surrounding my house. There was a bus accident. So, you know, there were actually deaths in those car crashes, and so I thought, oh, maybe like that's why I'm having so much paranormal activity. So I didn't really further research or anything, which I should have. So I guess I kind of just accepted that that was the reason I had possible spirits in my house. And also, I found that doodle, not doodle, but I found that drawing on my basement wall with the car and like the person crying. So I'm like, yes, it must be from these car crashes. So then the other day when Ty and I went out to the forest at night, there were just a lot of startling things that were happening. Like when I walked up to the gate of the forest, my little app thing was saying danger. Actually, let me just insert it here for you.
Of course. It's my bag.
Why don't we get closer to the forest? Is that too freaky?
This is enough.
I want to get closer, Ty. No, I want to get over here. I'm feeling a vibe over here. This is where the ghost boy was found. Ah! Oh my gosh, I just fell into the snow. Oh my gosh, that scared me.
Danger.
It says danger, Ty. It says danger. Oh my gosh. And it's right here. It's showing there's a ghost right here. Ty, it said danger. We should back. I'm so freaked out right now.
You want to go back
everywhere?
Oh my god.
Let's go.
They're everywhere. No, Ty, we gotta stay out here and keep going. Like, we've never gotten this response before. So I guess I was just so disturbed by that response that I decided to come back into the house, get my laptop out, and even further research about my house. And I found some things that actually disturbed me so much that I called my sister right away, and I just had to like rant to her and let her know what was going on. And I freaked her out because when I called her, she was home alone. It was like, I don't know, 1 a.m. and she was like, Jess, why are you telling me these things? It's freaking me out so much. But I just think like of all people, she understands like the whole like spirit world and ghosts and things like that. So I just had to call her when I found out. I'm even kind of nervous talking to you guys about what I found because I sort of believe that the more you talk about this stuff, the more it like upsets the spirits, you know, they kind of get mad. So sorry guys, I'm just telling my fam. So, in the past, we have found figures in the forest. We have found those weird stick structures in the forest. My ghost detector said danger, and they are everywhere. There has been writing in the basement, cupboards opening and closing, my dolls moving around, just like endless things that I've talked about on this channel. So, let's talk about what I found. So this time when I went onto Google, I put in the name of my street, which obviously I'm not going to mention, but I put the name of my street and then I put deaths. And I shouldn't have done this because now that I know the results, I'm just thinking about it every single day. So one of the first articles that came up, it was talking about a mother and a daughter whose bodies were found in a forest. And it's, you know, a relatively big city, so my mind didn't first go to, oh, it's probably my forest. I sort of thought logically and was like, well, there's tons of forests around here. It could be in any one of them. So then as I read more of the article, it was talking about how the bodies that were found in a forest behind the building of blank. So it gave me the name of a building that the forest was beside. And the building sounded very familiar, and I wasn't too sure like if it was by my house or not, but I do know like I live in a neighborhood and there's like a surrounding forest and there is a building that I've never been to behind the forest. So I went on to Google Maps. I'm literally like out of breath right now. Whew. Okay, I need to like calm down and chill out for a second. I'm like riling myself up. So I looked up this building name on Google Maps and it said that it was 500 meters from my house. 500 meters. So I knew right away, like first of all, my heart dropped and I knew right away that it was my forest behind the house because 500 meters is literally like where the forest ends and where that building is, right? So a mother and her daughter's body was found in the forest behind my house back in 2010. At first I thought it was 2016 because that's when the article was written, but if I kept reading and it was actually 2010, so it was quite a while ago. I mean, it wasn't like super far in the past, but it wasn't recent or anything. But I was reading more into it and they weren't murdered, they weren't killed. The mother actually did something to both of them and they died in the forest. I don't want to get into it because it's a little bit gruesome and obviously I want to stay monetized and I don't want to disturb anybody. And what's also scary and sad is that they weren't found right away. It actually took them a few months. So I don't know if that could be the reason. I mean, I have no idea if it's their spirits that are sort of lingering here. I have no idea. But the fact that their bodies weren't found for a few months could determine as to why they're sort of stuck. Like, I don't know. And also the reason why I'm not saying their names or anything like that is because I don't want to be disrespectful to, you know, their family or anything. I mean, these were literally human beings. So the story is really sad. It broke my heart, but it's normal to also feel disturbed because my house is literally right here. And to know something so tragic happened right behind my house is just like, I was in such a shock. You know what I mean? And there was someone who tweeted me and they said that death doesn't always result in a haunting, which is more than true. I can't just say, oh, because their bodies were there, that they're haunting my house and my forest. Like, we don't know that for sure. It could be other spirits that, you know, were lingering there from way before that happened. Like, I just don't know. I just wanted to tell you guys about my findings. And I also just wanted to sort of hear what you guys thought about that. It's actually unfortunate because the area that I live is sort of, because it's out in like farmland and it's out by fields and forests. Recently, like in the past 7 years or so, it's been a dumping ground for bodies, unfortunately, because it's not like a super populated area where the bodies would be found like in a second. It's an area where it could take months and months for police to find them. So that also just freaks me out and like, I don't know guys, like why do I have the worst luck? Why do I surround myself with this stuff? Like if I didn't research the history of my house further, I wouldn't have known. I could have, you know, what's the saying they say? Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. Anyways though, that's all I had to tell you guys today. I'm sorry I couldn't go into more detail about the article that I found, but for my safety, I couldn't, and just for respect of this woman and her child who passed away, I don't want to go into more detail because I don't think that's appropriate. But yeah, hopefully this wasn't too freaky for you guys, but I think it also answers a lot of questions, potentially. Anyways though guys, I hope you have an awesome rest of your day and I will see you in my next video. Bye!